Hello, everyone. Today we're going to go through the process of actually creating an image for a gaming poster. I had that request from a viewer, and I thought I'd go through that tutorial today. And then, at the end, I'll actually go through the process I would go through to actually create the poster itself, which means I'm going to use, I think it's Printify. But let's start with the actual request itself. So here's a copy of the original text I got from the person. And I will just read through some mythical dark forest with a gaming native warrior standing with weapons facing the forest. Then we can see their back. And as they look out towards the battle ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this in. So the first process I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in and see what comes out. And then I'm going to go through the process of adding a few elements. If I'm lucky, the first image is going to be pretty good. I'm going to be using absolute reality here, but I think I'll be switching it up to another one. Just want to make sure I put this in properly. I'm going to switch up with a model just to show you guys what it would look like. And then we'll go through the process of that. All right, so let's go ahead and generate this particular image. I have prompt magic on as 0.45. I think I'll put that as 0.5. Everything else is how I would like it. 640. I'm going to go landscape on this one. So it's going to be 832 and 640, so I can have a wider view. Guidance scales go with 8. And we'll use ControlNet later on in the process. So let's go ahead and click generate and see how that goes. I'm going to actually do 2 images. Okay, let's see how this goes. Looks really good. I'm not quite sure where the antlers come from. I'm not quite sure what is that, but let's just go with it for now. So we're seeing that he came up with a warrior. He's got, he's in the beautiful mythical dark forest. But as beautiful as it is, I wanted to actually beef it up a little bit, and let's go through that process. Okay, because I want to be in absolute reality, I'm going to actually add go hyper realistic, ultra detailed, photorealistic. I'm not going to add any ISO or any kind of photographic information. Okay, so we have mythical dark forest, and I'm going to add an eerie fog. It kind of does it anyway, but I want to make it explicit. Also with eerie fog. And you see the trees with blackened skeletal branches. See that a lot in certain branches with certain images in the gaming. They look beautiful. And then we have, he stands with weapons. That's together, standing with weapons. Okay. And he's facing the forest. We can see his back. I'm going to put his back, just leave that alone. As he looks, I'm going to put as he, because when you put there, it tends to add, I've seen it add a few more images next to it than need to, so let me just put in his back as he looks deep into the forest. And since he looks ahead, see, if he looks deep into the forest. Okay, forest. And I'm actually going to split that up and change it a little bit. As he looks water. Battle ahead. Deep into the forest. Okay. And I'm going to add in the distance. Something just came into mind. So in the distance. shadows and outlines of warriors battling each other. All right, I'm going to put in this as UE5. So I'll actually be creating a quick tutorial on what these terms mean exactly, but so far just trust me, that's what I'm putting in there. All right, so I've made this hyper-realistic ultra detail. I've got the the negative prompts, because whenever I'm dealing with humans and anything, I don't want to see like 5 million limbs, although I probably will see that anyway. Okay, so we have this in absolute reality version 1.6. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how this turns out. Okay, yeah, I have here in this one, I have a beast of some sort, which is cool. Not exactly what I asked for. Let me take a look at this one. I can see something of it. But let me go ahead and run it again. This time, this one's actually pretty good compared to the original. So let me go ahead and try Dream Shaper. I just wanted to see what would happen if I went ahead and prompt magic is there. I went ahead and changed it. Oops, I need to change from portrait to, I'll change this, so I'll do it again whenever I get on. But as you can see, fine-tune model 64832. Actually, that looks really good. Unfortunately, he's got like 2 heads here. I don't think that was meant to happen. If it winds up being good, but I'll keep that. But this one I like. I like that a lot. Let me just do one more render as a portrait. With Dream Shaper, it tends to pop in a little bit of color and makes it, against the monochromatic darkness of the image, it kind of pops out and looks beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay. This is pretty cool. I like this one. I like this one a little bit better. I don't know if he was meant to have wings, but I'm kind of working with it. So I'm going to play around with some of these images. We're going to be re-rolling them just to see what else can come up. All right, so I'm going to actually go image to image. And that will put this down in here. So once I have that, then any image that comes from this from now on will reference this image. So let's go ahead and, with that model in mind, I'm actually going to do a quick reroll just to see what comes out. Let's go back to absolute reality. There is an RPG 5, and I did want to try that one. Oh, wow. This is pretty cool. Yes. And I didn't even change my initial strength or anything, but it gave me something definitely I can work with here. And he looks like he's in motion, so that's actually pretty interesting as well. Okay. So let me go ahead and reroll this image since I like it. I'm going to go to ControlNet. Now with ControlNet, of course, I'll put a link to the tutorial for ControlNet, but we're going to, for this initial one, we're going to go through post to image, and we're going to go through and we're going to do a point. I like it between 0.7 and 0.6, nice, good. 0.7 and 0.9 is optimal when it comes to using ControlNet in image to image. So let's go ahead and see what this will roll out.
Sure.
I did mention, let's see, the images. I'm not seeing that in this one, but maybe this one. Okay, we're seeing this warrior here, and we're seeing something. Hold on. Yeah, this guy's pretty big, and then this is another warrior in front of him, and this looks like another figure. However, this one's a solitary one. He's the one who's going to war. Okay, let's take a look at the upscaled version of these, and let me see what I can come up with, or what is happening here. Let's upscale both of these and see if there's any improvement in the image. One of the things about upscaling is that it can erase some of the valuable details as it's being, put it up, as it's becoming a higher DPI. It can erase some of the value details of the image that make the image. It can smooth it out. I found that there are times when the original image, in my opinion, looks better than the upscale because it's rougher and it fits the seam of what I'm going for. So let's take a look at the upscaled crisp image of this one. Okay, we can see this one is a warrior out here and he's facing that. That's pretty cool. This one up here is just a guy. I like this one more because it tends to follow the prompt a little bit, but I'm still not seeing the actual image here. So in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change one thing. There is a feature or a image creator that I wanted to try. So I'll meet you guys in what is called the Bing image creator, and I'll show you what I mean. Thanks so much for your time. If you could like this video, if you find it useful, it'll help me to figure out what kind of content you want to see. And then there's the YouTube algorithm thing. Yep, we all know how that goes. So thanks for your time, and let's get back to it. Now, I have moved to the Bing image creator for a couple of reasons. I want to see how my prompt works within another image generator, because I wanted to see if maybe it would kind of integrate some of the stuff that maybe Leonardo skipped over. And then I'll use that image within Leonardo if I like it, if I get it. And then also, I've also heard that there is being tested in alpha. It's in the alpha testing phase of a new version of DALL-E, which I've seen some of the renderings, and if that is the case, it is absolutely fabulous. So I wanted to see if maybe they were kind of integrating some of those features slowly in here. Okay, so let me go ahead and put in the prompt that I have here, and let's go ahead and see how this one comes out. I'm not expecting a fantastic image to come out because my experience with DALL-E has been mixed. So, but I am curious to see if it would give me what I need. Okay, I am liking this. Let's take a look at this here. All right. I'm seeing the warriors here. Yes, I like this. The image here, the human image here is not that perfect, and like I said, I don't expect it to be, but it is definitely giving me the distance, the fighting in the distance that I want. I love this one. Actually, there are quite a few that I like that I wanted to actually draw from. So let me go ahead and download a couple of these, and then I'll meet you guys back in Leonardo, and we can play around with it from there. Okay, now we're back in Leonardo. I was able to actually download 4 separate images that I did like. So I'm going to go through each of them and see what they help me come up with here. So let's go through. I'm going to get rid of this one, and now I'm going to upload one of the images that I downloaded. Now I could use image prompts, but I find myself really liking image to image a lot more because I wanted to see, because I have more control of it, and I do happen to like ControlNet. So let me go through and just upload this first image, and we'll see where we are. Okay, I've uploaded the first image in Leonardo right here. It's actually pretty good rendering of what I was going for. So I'm going to go through with absolute reality and see what this can generate here. This image is 1024 by 1024, and I know absolute reality goes 640 by 832. So what I'm going to do in order to keep everything, keep the aspect ratio. Let me see how it turns out with this rendering. Okay, this is cool here. Kind of see some of the people here. Take a look at this other one. 1 second. I'll kill this one right here. Let's take a look at the other one. All right, let me go through and do edge to image, because edge to image will give me the exact image that is in image to image, and then I can go from there. It won't necessarily come out as refined as if I just left it, but I wanted to see if I could capture that particular image and then work with it from there. Okay, this is more like what I was looking for, yes. Apparently this went down, looks kind of scorched. Yeah, this kind of looks much better. Yeah, it's capturing the right here. That looks workable. All right, so let me go ahead and redo this image. The image proportions were not that great, so I'm going to regenerate the image. All right, still kind of scrunched. Let me just go ahead and play around with it. Beautiful. Okay, I can see the forest, the eerie fog, and I can see these warriors in the front here that he's about to face. Okay, so I'm actually re-image that. I added that to the image to image because it's, in my opinion, the best one here. And now I'm going to go through and play around with the depth to image and see what it comes up with, because the depth to image will work more on the background and bring the background to life, and then we'll go from there. Okay. It will really make the background stand out a lot more, and then I can work on the actual image in the foreground. Okay. Yep, I can definitely see a bit more definition in this image right here. Cool. This one as well. Yeah, they're roughly the same, roughly similar. Because if I put in the fixed C, but it is working on with the image that I have here. Okay, let me go through, and this one I like. This one I like a lot more. All right, this one I like. I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to re-roll this one. Okay, let me go ahead and do pose to image. Yeah, I don't see this one, but okay, so what I've done is I've actually been playing around with the models and the renders, and I'm so far at a control weight of 0.8. And this is one of the last renders that I got, which is actually pretty good. So what I am going to do is I'm going to image prompt. With image prompt, I can do up to 5 images at once. And I wanted to combine them and see if I can come up with something instead of doing them one by one. So I'm going to combine those 5 images and come back. Okay, I've now uploaded the other images up in here. And this is an image prompt. Of course, when I'm in image prompt, ControlNet does not work. So let me go ahead and drop the image weight to about, I'll keep it at like 0.8. Prompt strength, I'm going to go with 0.5, just keep it at half. And I'm actually going to go back to absolute reality. In this case, I am going to keep it at 1024. And then see what we can come up with as far as the next generation. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Yep. He's right in there, and he's coming up on the fight ahead. This is more along the lines of what I've been looking for sure. So image prompt in this case worked a lot better for me than image to image. I like the crispness and the cleanness of the image. Let me take a look at this one. Now this one is like he's fighting with a horde. But this is actually pretty good. The fight ahead, it looks really good. Okay. That's more along the lines of what I wanted to see. Let me take a look at what this looks like in RPG 5. Oh, this is great. Yeah, he doesn't have his weapons in. He looks like he's just walking to it. Yeah, it's pretty good. And let's take a look at Dream Shaper 7. Nice. This one he's got the weapons in hand. This one he's definitely marching to it. All right, cool. So one thing I am going to do is I'm going to upscale a few of the images, and then I'm going to go through the process of making this into a poster. Okay, now I'm in the back end of Printify, and I've actually uploaded one of the upscaled images. In this case, you want it's running at a 227 DPI, which is very good, hence the green coloring. And this is a 9 by 11 poster. So if we were to go ahead, and it's actually vertical. So if we were to go ahead and expand this to the full canvas, you'd see it come out to be about 186, which is okay. But again, it's not enough. I think it would be questionable as to whether the poster would come out. So the point here is that whenever you're downloading upscaled images from Leonardo, the size of the poster is limited. If you want, like say a much larger poster, let's try 11 by 14. Actually, let's go down to vertical 11 by 14, yes. So if you were to go ahead and do an 11 by 14, it would drop down to 119 DPI. Yeah, it would drop down to 119 DPI, which would make it not a good idea to do as a poster. What you could do is you could go into Photoshop or even Canva with the upscaled image and work with it to bring it up to an optimal level that would fit a larger poster. I probably recommend Photoshop for that because it is very good with keeping with matching a strong DPI. So to recap, we basically got the initial images, or the initial prompt that we wanted for the images. We played around with image to image and the image prompt to get it where we actually have a great scene that we can depict. And then we went ahead and upscaled it, and now we're in the back of Printify to see how it would work as a poster. Again, for something that comes out of Leonardo, you would definitely need, it would be a small poster, like maybe an 8 by 11. Anything larger than that, you would definitely need a third-party image generator or a third-party application like Photoshop to bring it to a size that you could effectively put it in a larger poster and make it look good. So if there are any questions, if you have any other suggestions, or if you have other prompts that you want me to run, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.